Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about Hull City versus Luton Town. It is my pre-match thoughts going into this massive game. Right now, Hull, they are 19th in the Championship. We are 23rd. There's a 6-point gap between us. If Hull win, they go 9 points. If we win, we go 3 points away from them. So it's absolutely massive. I would argue and say for Luton, it's even more important because one, our away form in the Championship is not the best. We also have one of the best teams in the Championship next week. I know we should only focus one game at a time, but if Luton don't get anything positive from this game against Hull, we're not going to have much confidence going against one of the best sides in the Championship in Leeds at home. So I feel like getting something positive away against Hull, a team which we do have a good record against, would give us some confidence going into the home match against Leeds next week. But before I go into detail about this game between Hull and Luton, let's talk about Luton's last game, which was against Middlesbrough. For me, the performance I thought was really good, and I do think if we perform like that, from now until the end of the season, we will pick up more wins. We just need to click in front of goal. And yes, we have been saying this for such a long time now. I've made a video about it's Luton's biggest problem, scoring goals. And I would like Matt Bloomfield to try and address this by changing the striker partnership for this game against Hull. I do not want to see Adebayo starting. He's the biggest confidence player going. And right now, him missing chances, and he isn't the only player missing chances. I do understand that. But he's the striker. He's going to get majority of the chances. Your strikers most of the time do. And if he's going to miss them, or he's not got confidence in himself to score a good chance, then we are going to not get something positive from games. Because we don't have strikers with confidence. We've got Morris, who, yes, wins a lot of aerial battles, but he's never in the box to have chances himself. And then you've got another striker in Adebayo who just keeps missing clear-cut opportunities. He's missed the most big chances in the Championship this season. I don't think this can continue. So I would like to see Nordas, Ali, Chong, someone different up top alongside Morris, or change both of them completely. I wouldn't be against that, to try and score goals. That's what we need to try and do. But back to the Middlesbrough game, I thought we were brilliant defensively as well. I thought we were organised. I do see a change in defence happening going into this game against Hull due to the injury to Amari Bell. He is in doubt. Also, Isaiah Jones is in doubt for this game as well, who plays right wing back. So there's going to be a decision to be made by Matt Bloomfield on who he plays in that position. But we also will talk about that later on in the video. But let's talk about the win against Hull earlier on in the season. We won 1-0 at home. McGuinness scored from a corner. It was a game where I walked away from the stadium thinking we were poor, but somehow managed to get 3 points. And those types of wins happened quite a lot under Rob Edwards. We weren't winning with conviction, in my opinion. And in that game, Hull, they still had their previous manager in Walter. And I could see what Hull were trying to do, especially going forward, but it just wasn't clicking in front of goal. You can see that they were, playing some attractive football, but in the final third, it just weren't working out for them. And we just took advantage of being that direct side. Hull, looking at their stats, they're not the greatest team in the air. And we kind of took advantage of that with our direct play. And I can see us doing the exact same in this game tomorrow. So I feel like that is going to be an area which Luton, set pieces, we're going to try our best to take advantage. But recently, from our set pieces, I don't think we've looked the greatest. Maybe we need to result back to what we were doing extremely well under Edwards with our set pieces. But yeah, direct play was what won us the game, in my opinion, when we did beat Hull earlier on in the season. Now, since we last played Hull, Ruben Sellers is now their manager, who was a fantastic manager at Reading. I thought this was an amazing appointment at the time. Since joining Hull, Ruben Sellers has made improvements. They are now getting more points. And to be honest with you, their squad is more than capable of staying up. Now, Pedro and Drame are not available. We all know about Cody Drame from when we had him on loan during our promotion winning season. Also, in the last game against Hull, he was one of their dangerous players. So I'm kind of delighted that he's not going to be playing in this game as he's injured. And Pedro is suspended from picking up a red card last game. In the January window as well, Hull improved massively. They brought in Carl Joseph, a player which I wanted Luton to sign. Gelhardt also came in, Matt Crooks as well. They had a very good January window, brought in young, hungry players that have had championship proven experience. So I feel like going forward, Hull, they're not going to go down, but of course, at this moment in time, they are still one of the teams that might still go down, and they need to get more points to, of course, stay up in the championship this season. But their home form is a problem, which is quite strange because you'd like to think your home form is always going to be better than your away form. Not with Hull. But I've watched Hull recently a couple of times. I did watch the Oxford and Plymouth game recently. I did live watch-alongs for those two particular games. So big shout out to everyone who watched me for those two watch-alongs. We had a good chat, answering football questions and also watching the game as well. And the one player in particular that really did impress me was Kamara. And from watching him play this championship season, he can be hot or cold. But in the games which I watched him play, he was one of the players that was causing all sorts of problems, and he's definitely a player which we need to watch out for in this game. And also Gelhardt as well. He's another one that lots of clubs were after him in the January transfer window, and Luton were one of the clubs being linked with him. But when you look at his goal record, it's not amazing, but he is someone that puts himself about. He does try his best, and he can cause a few problems. So we also need to watch out for him. He's a small guy that can just be that little rat up top, and we don't want him to cause us any problems. But back to Hull's home form. Yes, they did beat Oxford and Plymouth, but when watching them play, I didn't think they had to try to beat those two particular teams. When watching those two games, Oxford and Plymouth, when they were losing in the match, they weren't really breaking Hull down. They weren't really creating any clear-cut opportunities, and I felt it was really easy for Hull to defend and just grind out the result. If we do go 1-0 down against them, pile on that pressure. I do think we can cause them all sorts of problems with our direct style of play. So before I tell you my starting 11 for the game against Hull, let's have a look at two particular stats that go in Luton's favour a little bit and hopefully might give you some confidence going into this match. So Luton have kept 5 clean sheets in their last 7 away matches against Hull in all competitions. And also, Luton have won 5 of their last 6 matches against Hull in all competitions. We all remember that goal which Loa scored from outside the box in that season where we stayed up under Nathan Jones. Lansbury as well, he scored a fantastic goal against Hull away from home. And also James Bree, that free kick. We haven't seen many goals from free kicks over the last couple of seasons. Could we score another free kick against Hull in that dramatic James Bree fashion? I really hope so. So, what is my starting 11 for the game against Hull? Well, as I've already mentioned, I don't want Adebayo to start because he doesn't have that confidence. Morris, look, he's winning a lot of aerial battles, and as I've already mentioned in this video, Hull are not great in the air, so Morris could be the one we go direct to, but we need someone who's going to be around Morris to pick up those loose balls. Do you play someone like Chong, who's got a bit of pace, who's got good dribbling ability, someone like Ali as well, who has similar traits to Chong, or do you go with 2 target men strikers in Nordas as well alongside Morris? I don't think Adebayo should be starting. The confidence is a problem, so I would like to see a different striker partnership up top against Hull. Right wing back is also a position which we do need to talk about because I don't know if Isaiah Jones is going to be fit and available. He's in doubt for this game. If he's not available, I do not want to see Reece Burke playing as a right wing back. Reece Burke, of course, used to play for Hull, but for me, Reece Burke is a centre back. He's one of the best centre-backs in the Championship if he can stay fit. I've spoken about this so often on my channel over the last couple of seasons. For me, Reece Burke is one of the best defenders at this level if he can just stay fit. But that's his biggest problem. he keeps getting injured. I can imagine after 10 minutes, he's pulled his hamstring by just sprinting. So I don't want him playing as a right wing back. I don't want Alfie playing right wing back as well, and then playing Chong as a left wing back. I don't want to see that. If Isaiah Jones isn't available for this game, play Hashi or play Walters. They are natural right wing backs. Play natural players in their correct positions and you'll see a massive difference. Don't force players not playing in their correct positions. Right now, it's not the time to experiment with different players in different positions. That time is over. We need to focus about winning games of football. So yeah, if Isaiah Jones isn't available right wing back, play someone else who actually can play in that position correctly. I don't want to see Cal Naismith in that defensive midfielder position. I've seen a lot of people mention this on videos, on other podcasts and online. I don't want to see that. Cal Naismith, for me, I want him to lead from the back. I think he helps with communication with our goalkeeper as well, who doesn't communicate. So I do want Cal Naismith playing in that back three. Now, Amari Bell is in doubt for this game. He did come back from Jamaica a lot sooner because he picked up a knock in training. So I feel like the starting three centre-halves will be Cal Naismith playing as that left-sided centre-back, McGuinness as the centre-back in the middle, and Makosso as the right-sided centre-back. I don't think you can drop Makosso after his recent performances. Of course, I would play Thomas in goal. Matt Bloomfield has already confirmed that he won't be dropping him from now until the end of the season unless he gets injured. Left wing-back, I would play Alfie Doughty. Right wing-back, if Jones is not available, I would play Hashi as he is the more experienced right wing back compared to Walters. In the midfield, I would play Walsh, Clark and also Asgard. And my striker partnership would be Morris, and I would go with Ali actually. I feel like Ali, he would be a lot fitter than Chong. Chong's only recently just come back from his injury, so we do have to be careful with him. But I do see Chong featuring at some point in this game, whether that's starting or coming off the bench. But that would be my striker partnership, Morris and Ali. Get Ali in and around Morris, picking up those loose balls and being really direct and running at that Hull City defence. Also, we haven't seen much of him and he has made a difference when he's come on as a sub. So I want to see more of him and see what he can do. The same with Nordas as well, if I'm being honest with you. So, what is my score prediction for this game? Well, my head and my heart are saying two different things. My head is saying that Luton are going to lose. My heart is saying that Luton are going to win. My head is saying that Hull are going to win 1-0 at home. My heart is saying that Luton are going to walk away with a 2-1 away win. I just feel like the pressure is going to get to us a little bit. We know how important this game is. But if we perform like we did against Borough, I can see us walking away with the 3 points. We've just got to click in front of goal. We can't keep relying on scoring goals from outside the box. Although I wouldn't be against it. But we can't score goals like Clark did every single week against Cardiff. It just doesn't happen. You know, we've got to be realistic here. We've got to take our chances when they do come. Hull themselves, they're not the most clinical side when they have their chances, so they will miss a couple, but we can't give them opportunities either. With Hull being at home as well, the crowd's going to be behind them. We need to make it a really toxic atmosphere like we did against Cardiff a couple of games ago. And yeah, hopefully the boys don't let us down and we walk away with a positive result going into the game against Leeds next week. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the video comments. Also, while you're down there, please smash the like button on today's video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Tomorrow's video will be a match reaction from the game between Hull and Luton. On Sunday, I'll do 5 things which we learned from this particular game. And also on Sunday as well, 6:30 in the evening, I will be doing a live stream breaking down this game in a little bit more detail. So plenty of content from now until the end of this week. So make sure you are, tuning in for those bits of content. But yeah, that is the end. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video for my match reaction.